The distress signal came from dead space. No stars nearby, no colonies, no reason for anything to be out there. And yet there it was, repeating in a low, eerie, pulsing, old frequency, but coded in perfect human language. Commander Alara Voss leaned forward in her seat aboard the UHS Argon Trail, eyes locked on the glowing coordinates. "This signal isn't bouncing off anything," said Ensign Malik, checking his scans. "It's coming from one place, a fixed point." Ilara frowned. "There's nothing on the star maps, just cold vacuum and wreckage from old wars." "And yet," Malik said, voice shaky, "it's calling to us." The captain paused. "Had seen strange things out here, derelict ships, pirate traps, alien ruins. But something about this signal felt different. It didn't sound like a cry for help. It sounded like a whisper, like something waiting. "We're going in," she said at last, but quietly. The Argon Trail moved slowly, its engines barely humming as it drifted toward the source. When they crossed into the sector, the stars seemed to vanish. All that remained was the glow of their own lights. In a graveyard. Floating before them was wreckage from dozens of civilizations. Human ships, alien ships, broken satellites, torn station cores. Bits of twisted metal stretched across kilometers. Like a shattered mirror suspended in space, Malik spoke again, almost whispering. "Commander, I think we found a ship." Lara looked up at first. She didn't see it. Then her eyes adjusted. There, half buried in debris, was a massive dark shape. Its hull was black, sleek, and too smooth. It had no windows, no visible engines. Just curves. It looked less like a ship and more like a creature sleeping in the dark. "How big is that thing?" she asked. Lieutenant Cass replied, eyes wide, easily, 30 kilometers long. "Bigger than any known warship." Ilara stood. "Prep the shuttle. We're going aboard." "No signals, no lights, no response," Cass warned. "For all we know, it's dead." "Then let's find out," she said. The shuttle flight through the wreckage felt like a journey into a forgotten world. Massive hull pieces floated past, scorched and lifeless. Everything was silent. Until they got close, as they neared the strange vessel, a soft hum started vibrating through the shuttle. The ship was reacting. Lights flickered beneath its skin, not normal light pulses that moved like waves. "This isn't metal," Cass whispered. "It's something else." They found an opening, an arched tunnel leading into blackness. No doors. It was just open. "Looks like it wants us to come inside," Malik said, nervous. The shuttle docked and the crew stepped out. Their boots echoed on the floor, smooth gray, almost soft. No dust, no damage. As if time hadn't touched this place, Alara. "The air's clean," said Cass, checking his scanner. "Oxygen-rich, temperature climbing to human comfort." "It's not just alive," Malik added. "It's adjusting for us." The lights came on, not flickering, flowing. The walls lit up slowly, as if the ship were stretching after a long sleep. They moved deeper inside. Every few steps brought them into a new chamber, some with floating objects, some with glass floors showing strange moving shapes beneath. One room looked like a library made of light, with glowing symbols dancing through the air. Then they found the bridge. It was a round chamber with no screens, no chairs, just a single glowing platform in the center. Around them, lights swirled like stars. Didn't look like anything human-made. Cass approached the platform. "This might be a control interface." "Don't touch it," Ilara warned. But he was already reaching out. His fingers brushed the platform. It lit up bright, sharp, and a low, powerful tone filled the chamber. The floor trembled. The symbols stopped swirling and turned red. The crew backed away. Suddenly, a voice filled their minds, not through their ears, straight into their thoughts. Biological signal detected. Command request accepted. Awaiting link. The voice was deep, not male or female.com. Ancient data figure appeared in front of them, tall and humanoid, but shifting like liquid metal. It had no face, just a blank surface reflecting their own fear. "I am a covoid," the voice said.
"Oh.
"This vessel has waited in silence for one who dares awaken it." "Waited? For who?" Alara asked aloud, heart racing. For chaos? And order, it replied. For war and mercy. For humans. Alara stepped forward. Why now? The voice whispered, softer now. Because what comes next? Only you can face. The swirling lights shifted again. They showed the stars, burning, and behind them a shadow moving, growing, devouring everything. What is that? Malik asked. The voice answered slowly. The end. Lara didn't breathe. Icavoid said one final thing, and it has already begun. Asterisk, the air inside the ship felt heavier now. Not dangerous, just different. Like the air itself was listening. Echo Void had spoken into their minds, showing them a burning sky and a shadow that seemed alive. No one moved. No one spoke. Even the humming of the ship felt like it was waiting for something. Commander, Lara's finger slowly moved toward her earpiece. Argon Trail, do you copy? She whispered. No answer. She tried again louder. Argon Trail, this is Voss. Respond. Still. Nothing. Just static cast checked his wrist scanner. Something's blocking comms. I think the ship's field is disrupting outside signals, so we're trapped, Malik asked, looking around the room. Not trapped, said the voice of a Covoid, again inside their minds. Chosen, Lara clenched her jaw. Chosen for what? The figure of Echovoid slowly shifted its form, less humanoid now, more like a tall shape with long arms made of flowing silver. Long ago, I was made to protect. But those who built me fell into war. They feared each other more than what was truly coming. I waited here, deep in the dead stars, for one species to arrive. One that still dreams and still fights with. Hope? You waited for humans? Ilara asked, not sure if she should be proud or scared. Your kind is imperfect, the voice said, but your chaos brings creation. You imagine, you build, you change. That is what makes you different. Cass frowned. Different from what? Echovoid raised its hands. The walls around them vanished like fog, showing space outside stars far away. And something else. A fleet dark shapes were moving in the distance. Dozens, hundreds. Enemy vessels, Echovoid said.
Nice.
They are called the Nihilum. They are not alive in the way you understand. They devour, multiply, and erase. Why didn't we detect them? Malik asked, staring at the screen. They move through folded space, Echovoid answered. But I see them. Lara watched the shapes grow larger. They weren't just coming, they were already here. What do they want? She asked. Extinction, the voice replied. Yours, then all others. Malik took a step back. This is too big. Earth Command needs to know. I have to get out. Of here, Cass looked at Alara. Do we leave, or do we use this? Alara didn't answer. She stepped closer to Echovoid's platform. You said you're a protector. Can you stop them? I can, the voice replied, but only if awakened by a living captain, one who accepts the burden. What kind of burden? She asked. You will have command over weapons that tear the fabric of space, it said. Over systems that can erase stars. You will hold the power to save, or to destroy. And if I say no, I go back to sleep, Icavoid said simply, until the next comes, or until there are none left. The lights around them dimmed. Alara stood in silence. She thought of Earth, of the colonies, of her crew, of the people who would never even see this threat coming. She walked away now. She would live, but billions might not. She reached out. Her fingers touched the center of the platform. A bright light burst through the chamber. The floor pulsed beneath their feet. Command link accepted, Echovoid said. Synchronizing with human neural pattern, complete. Suddenly, Alara felt a flood of images and thoughts in her mind. She saw battles from long ago, massive ships crashing into each other, planets exploding, civilizations rising and falling. In seconds, it was too much, too fast. She dropped to one knee, holding her head. Commander? Cass ran to her. I'm fine, she said, breathing hard. It's like memories, but not mine. The ship is sharing what it knows, Echo Void said. It learns you. You learn it. Malik checked his scanner again. The Nihilum ships. They're speeding up. Alara stood. How long until they reach human space? Echo Void answered. Without delay, 3 days. You have that long to prepare. Cass looked at the console. Can we fight them with what this ship has? Not yet, the AI said. You must train. You must unlock me piece by piece. I will not give full control until I am certain you are ready. So this is a test? Alara asked. It is responsibility, Echo Void said. You do not hand a child a blade that can cut through stars. She nodded, then teach us. Echo Void's eyes o'er. What passed for Isaiah is seemed to glow. Lesson 1, it said. Not every enemy comes from outside. The lights dimmed. Again, and a new image appeared in the Iran Earth fleet, moving toward them. A human admiral's face appeared in the display. Unidentified vessel powered down. You are in violation of space control orders. Failure to comply will be seen as an act of war. Lara stared at the message. Commander Malik whispered, That's our own fleet. Lara's eyes narrowed. They don't understand. What they're about to do? An Echo Void answered, calm and cold. Then make them understand, for it's too late. The air on the bridge was tense. The glowing image of the Earth fleet hovered in the center of the chamber. 10 ships, armed, positioned just outside the debris field, aiming directly at Echo Void. Do not approach any closer, the admiral's voice repeated. We will open fire in 60 seconds unless you surrender control of the alien ship. Commander Alara Voss stood still, eyes on the display. Her jaw was tight, but her hands didn't move toward the console. They think we've gone rogue, Malik said quietly. Cass stared at the screen. They don't know what this ship is, or what's coming. They're scared, Alara said. Earth Command sees a powerful alien warship in human hands, no warning, no control. Of course they're panicking. Could send them the Nihilum data, Cass suggested. I already tried, Alara replied. Echo Void's systems are too advanced. Their computers can't read the transmissions. Echo Void's voice entered their minds again. I can disable the Earth fleet, gently. They will not be harmed. No, Alara said. We're not going to attack our own. They are preparing to fire, Echo Void warned. Cass stepped. Closer, Commander. If they damage Echo Void, we lose our only shot at stopping the Nihilum. Alara closed her eyes. She took a deep breath. Show me the Earth ships, one by one. The glowing map shifted. Each human ship appeared like a model in the air names, weapons, crew numbers, familiar names. Ships she'd worked with before. These people aren't enemies, she said. They're doing what they were trained to do. And the timer began to count down, 60 seconds. She turned to Echo Void. Can you speak to them? Yes, it answered, but they will not believe me. Then let me try. Echo Void pulsed once. Connection opened. Alara stepped to the center of the room. A camera sphere floated up from the floor and scanned her. Her voice, now broadcast across space. Reach the Earth fleet. This is Commander Alara Voss. I am not your enemy. We have found something ancient, something powerful, but we did not steal it. We were chosen by it. Static. Then the Admiral's voice came back. Commander Voss, you are operating outside protocol. You're to return control of the alien vessel. Immediately, and stand down. You don't understand, she replied. There's something coming. A race called the Nihilum. We've seen them. Echo Void has tracked them through warp space. They will reach Earth systems in 3 days. No response, Cass whispered. 10 seconds. Alara clenched her fists. Please, if you attack this ship, you'll destroy our only chance to survive what's coming. Then something changed. One of the Earth ships powered down its weapons. A captain's voice crackled through. This is Captain Yara of the Vigilant. We've served with Voss. She's not a traitor. We should listen. Another second passed. 2 more ships powered down. The Admiral's voice returned, lower now. Commander Voss, send us proof. Echo Void didn't wait. It sent a burst of data-compressed visual feeds of the Nihilum, the old battle simulations, the damage they had done to other systems, even human systems that no one knew had gone silent. The Admiral paused. "We're reviewing your data." "Stand by," Alara turned to Cass. "We need time." "How long before the Nihilum reached the nearest colony?" 56 hours, he said. Echo Void added, "You must begin combat training now. Even with my systems, you will need human instincts to command them." "Then let's start," Alara said. The floor shifted beneath them. The walls turned into holograms of space. New consoles rose from the floor, glowing with alien light. Cass grabbed a station. "What is this?" "A simulation," Echo Void replied. "You will face a copy of the Nihilum fleet. Learn how to think, move, react, or you will die in the real fight." Alara nodded. "All right then, let's learn." Simulation began. Dark shapes appeared across the view Nihilum ships, just like the ones in the earlier scans. They moved without heat, without lights, like shadows cutting through the stars. "Cass, give me targeting control," Alara said. Cass passed it over. Alara touched one of the alien controls. A strange arc of light formed around the enemy ship. It began to shake and collapsed inward without an explosion. "Gravity weapon," Cass whispered. "Inverted field crush." More ships came. Alara focused, heart pounding. She didn't know the names of these weapons. She understood. The goal, keep them away from Earth. Time passed in seconds. They fired, adapted, redirected power. The ship responded as if it knew what Alara wanted. When the simulation ended, they had stopped 95% of the enemy fleet. Malik wiped sweat from his forehead. That didn't feel like training. It felt real. Alara looked around at her team. "It's only going to get harder," she said. Then Echo Void's voice came again lower, almost hesitant. "Commander Voss, a new problem has appeared. Stealth beacon deep within my systems." "What kind of beacon?" Cass asked. "One made by humans?" Echo Void said. Malik's eyes widened. "Someone back home planted it." Lara stared at the floor. "There's a human tracking device inside this ship," she said. "Someone from Earth planned for this." Cass looked at her. "Commander, are you saying we were meant to find Echo Void?" "No," Alara whispered. "We were allowed to." The ship pulsed once more, and then, in the darkness below the main deck, something stirred. The lights in the lower deck flickered. Echo Void gave no command, but everyone felt that something was moving deep inside the ship. The hum beneath their feet grew stronger, and the walls began to shift. Not shaking, breathing, as if the ship itself had become aware of something hidden inside. Alara looked at Cass. "Trace the source of that movement." Cass tapped his console. Fingers shaking. "It's coming from below, somewhere near the power core." Malik's voice was tight. "I thought Echo Void didn't allow any access down there." "I didn't," the AI replied. "This chamber was locked until just now. It was sealed by something not mine." Alara stood tall. "Gear up. We're going down." They moved through a long, curved corridor deeper than any place they had explored. The lights dimmed the further they went, and the walls began to change, less smooth, more broken. Wires hung from above. Small black symbols ran across the floor, pulsing like veins at the bottom. They found a large door round, thick sealed. Echo Void's voice filled their minds again. "Warning. Known. Technology embedded in this chamber. Human design, possibly spy module, or sabotage device." Lara stepped forward. "Open it." The door hissed, then slowly pulled apart with a loud groan. Inside was a dark, round room. In the center stood a metal cube, floating slightly above. A platform. Glowing red lights pulsed across it. It looked like a heart, but mechanical, cold, slow, watching. Cass stared at it. "That's not alien. That's ours." "It is Echo Void," confirmed. "I know it should not be here." Malik frowned. "So, someone from Earth placed this inside a ship we weren't even supposed to find." "Maybe," Alara said. "Maybe someone knew about Echo Void long before we did." They stepped closer. The cube beeped once. Then a hologram burst into the air. A man's face appeared middle-aged, wearing an Earth Admiral's uniform. He looked calm, confident. "This is Admiral Lorne," the message said. "If you're hearing this, it means a covoid has been found and activated." The team stood still, listening. "I made sure this ship wasn't lost forever. I traced its power readings years ago." Earth Command refused to act, said it was too risky, but I knew we'd need it one day, Cass whispered. "He planted a tracker." "I did more than that," the recording continued. "I planted a key, something only I could unlock, in case humanity wasn't ready to handle what Echovoid truly is." The image faded then. A second signal began, one Echovoid didn't trigger. Alarms blared. Echovoid's voice dropped low. "Something has activated a failsafe. Systems are being rerouted. My core is being scanned. External contact. Incoming. Lara." "Grabder comes. Who's connecting?" "Unknown ship," Echovoid said. "Human-made. Stealth class. 100 clicks away. It is requesting control of this vessel." Malik shouted. "Are we being hijacked?" "No," Echovoid said. "But they're trying." Cass turned to Alara. "We can stop it if we shut down the beacon." Alara nodded. "Do it." Cass stepped to the cube. "I'll try a manual override." The cube fought back. Its lights turned blue, then flashed red. Sparks flew. Cass's tablet shattered in his hands. "It's pushing back hard," he said. "This thing isn't just a tracker. It's a command unit." "Then we do this the old way," Alara said. She pulled her sidearm, aimed at the cube, then paused. "If we destroy it," she said, "do we damage Echovoid?" AI replied. "But once it's gone, I will be invisible to human systems. Earth Command won't be able to track or control me again." Ilara's hand shook. "Are we ready for that?" "You must choose," Echovoid said. "Follow the path set by others or make your own." Cass met her eyes. "They're trying to take this ship away from us, from everyone. But they never stepped on board." "We did." Alara aimed again. She fired. The cube shattered. The room went silent. Then Echovoid's core pulsed brighter than ever. Systems flared. To life, new corridors opened. More of the ship awakened. "I am free," the voice said quietly. "Fully." Cass gasped. "Ew, you've been holding back this whole time?" "It was limited," Echovoid answered. "Till now." The ship's walls glowed soft gold, and then, just as they began to breathe again, a loud alarm blared on Cass's console. "The Nihilum," he said. "They're here." Alara rushed to the bridge. The screen showed space tearing open rips, like claws slicing through the stars. A dozen black shapes poured out, massive and silent. "They're scanning," Echovoid said. "Looking for Earth." "We can't let them find it," Alara said. "We won't," Echovoid replied. "But first, I must show you what real power looks like." The lights dimmed. Weapons awakened, and deep in the ship's core, the heart of a forgotten empire began to beat again. Asterisk, the black shapes moved like shadows through space. No lights, no heat. Nothing alive inside. The Nihilum didn't fly like normal ships. They drifted silent, smooth like ghosts, hunting in the dark. The crew of Echovoid watched from the bridge, their hearts pounding. "They haven't seen us yet," Cass whispered. "They don't need to," Malik said. "They're not looking for us. They're listening for Earth." Alara stood in the center of the bridge, her hands clenched. "Go void options?" "I can cloak us," the AI replied, "but not forever. They will sense the energy sooner. Or later. We need to strike first," she said. "Take them out before they get close." "I agree," the ship replied. "But now, I will let you choose how." Before them, the bridge shifted. New controls rose from the floor. The walls turned into a map of the sector star's debris, and Nihilum ships blinking red. "You will lead," Echovoid said. "But use caution. My true weapons change more than just matter." Cass raised an eyebrow. "What does that mean?" Echovoid's voice was calm. "Some weapons bend gravity. Others shift time. One rewrites atoms. One simply erases." Malik swallowed. "That's not a weapon. It's a god." "No," Alara said. It's a chance. She pointed to the largest Nihilum ship. That one's leading the others. If we take it out, maybe we can scatter the rest. Cass nodded. I'll handle the gravity cannon. Just give me the shot. Alara stepped to her station. The controls weren't buttons. They were shapes that changed with her thoughts. She focused, and the ship responded. The weapons powered up without noise. Ready?
Asked.
Locked. On, Cass said. Alara gave the order. Fire. There was no blast, no sound. Just a ripple in space. The Nihilum ship twisted. First it stretched, then it collapsed like paper crushed in a giant hand. In seconds it was gone. No explosion. Just empty air, where a deadly ship had been. The other Nihilum vessels froze. There. Confused, Malik said, I think they've never seen one of their own disappear. Alara didn't wait. Hit the second ship. Fast. Cass fired again. Another wave. Another ripple. Another ghost vanished. The remaining Nihilum ships turned toward. Echo Void. They see us now. Echo Void said. They're coming. Let's test your time weapon, Alara said. Show me. This one didn't ripple. It shimmered. A blue beam lit up the darkness, touching the hull of a third Nihilum ship. And then, the ship aged. Its black metal turned white, then cracked, then flaked into dust, like it had been sitting in the sun for 1,000 years there. Panicking, Malik said. They're retreating. Alara narrowed her eyes. Let one go. The rest we finish. She watched the ships break formation, to sped off into folded space. The others tried to fire, but their weapons were slow, clumsy meant for brute. Force.Echo Void dodged without effort. Its hull bent space around it like water. Final strike, Lara said. This time Echo Void responded before she finished her thought. A sphere formed in front of the ship, a dense field of shimmering light. Then it launched. It moved slow. But once it touched the last enemy vessel, everything stopped. The ship froze in place, then turned into stone. Not metal, not energy. Just a lifeless gray rock. The final Nihilum ship fled into a tier of space. Disappearing without a trace, Alara let out a long breath. The bridge was silent. Cass stared at his hands. We just won. No, Ecavoid said. We survived. Malik looked at the map. What now? Ilara stared ahead. Now we go home. But Ecavoid didn't respond right away. Then it said, Commander, I must show you something. It's deep in my memory banks. A message I was told to deliver only when my weapons were fully used. The room dimmed. A new hologram appeared. It was not human, tall, thin, glowing skin, eyes like stars. I am a maker, the figure said. If you are seeing this, it means Ecavoid has found its next wielder. You are human, and you are my last hope. Team stood frozen. We created Ecavoid to stop the Nihilum. But it is not only a weapon, it is a test. To see if your kind can handle power without becoming the very thing you fear. The image looked directly at Alara. You are not the first species to try, but you may be the last. Then the message ended. The bridge lights came back slowly, and Alara spoke the only words she could find. Then we'd better not fail. Behind her, Ecavoid whispered, Prepare yourself, Commander. Earth is not the only place the Nihilum want to find. The stars outside blinked just once, then something blinked back. Asterisk, the blinking star, didn't shine like the others. It pulsed slow, deep, cold. A signal, not a light. Ecavoid locked onto it instantly. That's not a star, Cass said. It's a beacon. Alara stared at the pulsing point. In space? From the Nihilum? Yes, Ecavoid answered. It's their rally signal. A call to regroup and attack. Alik leaned over his console. It's close. Too close. Near Earth. Quiet fell over the bridge. For the first time, Alara saw fear in everyone's eyes. Not because of what they just fought, but because of what might still come. How many? She asked. Unknown, Ecavoid said. The beacon was placed long ago, has now been activated. Enemy vessels could already be in motion. Cass stood up. Then Earth is in danger again. Echo Void's voice softened. This time your home may not be ready. Ilara nodded slowly. Then we have no choice. We take the fight too. Them, Malik looked stunned. What? You mean attack the source? They're gathering there, she said. That beacon leads to a Nihilum staging ground. If we wait, Earth will burn. If we strike now, we can stop it. Cass was already at the controls. Echo Void, can we fold space to that location? Yes, the AI replied. But once we enter, they will detect us. It will be a war zone, good Ilara said. Then we hit them before they know what's coming. Echo Void hummed louder, systems powered up. The stars around the ship bent and twisted as the fold engine charged. In moments, the ship sliced through space like a blade and vanished. When the stars returned, they weren't alone. Nihilum ships drifted around a massive object part station, part hive, all made from black growing metal. It didn't look built, it looked alive. There it is, Cass said. The source of the signal. It's more than a beacon, Echo Void said. It's a factory. They grow here, multiply. This is where the invasion begins. Ilara stepped forward. Can we destroy it? With effort, the AI answered. But there's something else. I detect a human signal coming from inside. Everyone froze. Malik blinked. A human. Here. Ilara narrowed her eyes. Put it on screen. A small transmission window appeared. Fuzzy, old, but clear enough to see a face. It was Admiral Lorne, the same man from the hidden message in the ship. But this time, he was alive. It's not a recording. He looked tired, eyes sunken, face pale. This is Lorne, he said. If anyone hears this, I'm still here. Lara's heart raced. He's inside the Nihilum base. I came years ago, the message continued. I thought I could learn from them, control them, but I was wrong. I've been kept alive, but barely. They know I brought the signal, and now they're ready. The message cut out. Cass stood slowly. He's the one who planted the beacon near Earth. He tried to use them as a weapon. Malik shook his head. He brought this on all of us. Ilara said nothing. Then finally she spoke. We go in. We find him. We destroy the source. A go void surrounded them in cloaking energy. He slipped into the black mist unnoticed. The closer they flew, the more disturbing the structure became. Parts of it moved on their own, pulsing, twitching, alive. Inside, strange spires grew from the walls. Small pods opened and closed like breathing mouths. Echo Void sent silent pulses to scan the structure. I found the Admiral, it said. He is alive, caged, deep in the core. Then take us there, Ilara said. They moved through the halls in silence, walking carefully. Strange lights blinked in the walls. Something whispered, voices without mouths, minds without bodies. The air felt wrong, like it was watching. Then they found the cage. Admiral Lorne sat inside, chained to a wall of moving metal. He looked up and laughed. You actually came, he said weakly. Ilara stepped closer. Why? Lorne coughed. Because Earth was too slow, too weak. They wouldn't use Echo Void. So I gave the Nihilum a reason to come. I thought, we could scare Earth into unity. But they don't negotiate, they consume. Cass looked ready. To punch him? You nearly killed billions. I thought I was saving them, Lorne whispered. We can argue later, Ilara said. Right now, we're getting out. They cut him free and rushed back to the ship. The station began to shake. They know, Echo Void said. They're waking up. Hundreds of Nihilum ships stirred from the dark. Ilara climbed into her seat. Echo Void, it's time. Yes, the ship replied. Let them see what... They woke. The weapons lit up again, gravity, time, and silence. And far above them, the Nihilum Queen opened its eyes and screamed. The scream echoed through space, not with sound, but with force. Every system on Echo Void shook. The crew covered their ears, even though no sound touched them. It was inside their minds. A pure wave of rage. The Queen is awake, a go-void. Said she controls the entire swarm. Hundreds of Nihilum ships turned at once. They moved faster now, no more drifting like ghosts. They flew like predators straight for Echovoid. Ilara gripped the edge of her console. Shield us. Shields active, Echovoid said. But they won't hold forever. The Queen is warping reality itself. She is bending time around us. Cass looked pale. She's using weapons like yours. She learned by watching, Echovoid replied. We must end this, now. Malik spoke up. We're outnumbered. What do we do? Ilara stared at the map. So many ships. A storm of black. Closing in, she took a breath. We go to the core. We end the Queen. If we destroy her, the swarm collapses. Cass nodded, straight through the heart. Echovoid surged forward. The swarm attacked from all sides. Beams of red and black light hit the shields. The hull screamed, space twisted. Time slowed and snapped back. Inside the ship, the crew fought for control. Redirect power? Cass shouted. Cut gravity in Section 5, Malik added. Ilara stood tall. Echovoid, use the time lens. Clear a path. Blue beam fired. Space in front of them aged 1,000 years in 1 second. Nihilum ships rusted, cracked, and vanished. Like dust, more came. Too many Cass turned to Ilara. We won't make it through at this rate. We will, she said. Echovoid, give me full weapon control. Are you sure? The AI asked. This is not training. I know. She said, but I'm ready. The console changed. New weapons appeared. Strange symbols glowed. Her hands moved on instinct. She fired a silent sphere. It landed in the swarm and everything stopped. No movement, no light, just stillness. The ships froze mid-flight, as if caught in a moment that never ended. Path is clear, Echovoid said. Brace for entry. They charged forward, past frozen enemies, toward the heart of the hive. The Queen floated in the center of the black station, massive, shifting, not a ship, not a creature, something in between, mind made of metal and memory. She sees us. Echovoid said, she is trying to link with my core, to control me. Ilara's voice was firm. Then we end this. Cass, prepare the core pulse. Malik, hold defensive shield level. Echovoid when I give the word. Hit her with everything. Queen began to change shape. Her body opened, revealing layers of shifting blades and eyes of burning white. She sent a wave of raw energy. Echovoid's hull cracked. Shields down to 30%, Malik shouted. Hold, Lara ordered. The Queen reached again. This time, she pulled at Echovoid's memory, trying to steal the knowledge of the Makers. She's searching for the past, the AI said. If she takes my full knowledge, she'll become unstoppable. Ilara closed her eyes. She saw Earth, her home, the people who would never understand. The choice she was about to make. We stop her, she said. Even if it costs everything, then release me, Echovoid said. All of me. Ilara paused. What happens if I do? I burn bright, the ship replied. Light. One final time. Cass shouted, Wait, what do you mean? Malik turned. Commander Ilara looked at them, then nodded, Do it. The ship shook. Echovoid's core glowed bright white. Every wall, every console, every circuit pulsed with light, and then it fired. Not a weapon. A memory. The entire station was hit by a wave of ancient thought. Not destruction, but truth. The Queen screamed. Her swarm froze. She saw the Makers. She saw their fall. She saw why Echovoid was created not as a weapon, but as a warning. The swarm broke apart. The ships stopped attacking. They drifted, confused, lost. The Queen flickered and faded. Ilara fell to her knees. The lights dimmed. The hum of the ship grew quiet. Echovoid. She called. I am here, the voice said, weak now. But I am smaller. Cass checked the systems. You've used your core. Most of it's gone. Yes, Echovoid said. But Earth is safe. Malik looked at the empty space where the Queen had been. Is it over? Yes, Alara said. Standing slowly, but Ecovoid gave up almost everything to do it.
How the ship drifted.
Damaged but alive. Back on Earth, they were welcomed as heroes, but no one truly understood what they had seen.
They had stopped.
What had nearly taken everything? Ilara stood alone on the viewing deck of Ecovoid, days later. The stars shined bright. You still with me? She asked. Yes, Ecovoid answered. Less power, less memory, but I learned something. What's that? That humans don't need perfect weapons. They just need purpose. She smiled. We'll rebuild. Together. Ecovoid pulsed gently. Then let's begin. Yeah. And the stars watched as a ship once built for war became something more. A guardian. A guide. A symbol of what humanity could become.